as gender, age, ethnicity, or even background. You know, the society creates a safe and learning environment for all learners. First of all, people present. What is stigma? Stigma are the negative feelings that people have towards a particular circumstance. And what is discrimination? Discrimination is treating a particular group or someone unequally or unfairly. You know, ladies and gentlemen, it's an axiom that society teaches that all learners deserve equal treatment. I know that creating awareness on discrimination and stigmatization is in criterion to our opposers today according to the things happening in the world. But let's be realistic. The society educates people about the harmful effects of discrimination and stigma. They enforce laws and policies. Chapter 4, Article 27, Clause 4 states that a person shall not discriminate directly or indirectly another person. So, in the groundmaking of the Constitution, who makes the Constitution? The society does. So discrimination and stigmatization is illegal in Kenya according to the Constitution, and the society is the panacea for learners' safety because the society made the Constitution. In peroration, by promoting equality, enforcing laws, and supporting vulnerable learners, society helps create a safe and inclusive environment for all learners. Therefore, society is indeed the panacea for learner safety. I, Monica Christine, propose.
Thank you so much, Honorable Monica Christine. I now want to welcome Glory Wanda from the opposite side.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity to air out my points. My first point is, society is often the source of danger. Most child abuse cases does not come from strangers. 70% plus families, by neighbors, by the religious leaders. So society is not the panacea to learner safety. The very society you trust is where the wound starts. How can the disease be the cure? A learner cannot turn to the community from the same community for safety. That's like asking fire to put itself out. The motion seems to be shifting blame. So no one is to be blamed. Safety begins with you and you alone. And with that, Madam Speaker, I raise my case.
Thank you so much, Honorable Glory Wanda. I would like to call upon Honorable Gertrude Anyango from the proposer side. Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this golden opportunity to air out my points. Well, Nelson Mandela was right when he said, the true measure of any society is how it treats its children. Ideas shape the world, and today we are here to examine one of them. I stand here to strongly support the motion that the society is the panacea for learner safety. Let me go straight to my point of argument. The society is the panacea for learner safety because the society provides a legislative blanket. And what is this legislative blanket? It is a policy connected with making laws by affecting those who are involved in different situations. And this is evident in our society. Society drafts and enforces micro-level constitutional protection and child welfare acts that apply universally, regardless of geographical location. Well, in this case, we are talking about geographical location. A geographical is where a society is situated or where they live. A society might be in Samburu, the other one might be in Kisumu, but this doesn't affect them. All of them should still protect the learners in the society. In our country, we have heard of cases that learners are abducted when they go to school or on their way back home and lose them in the society, right? Yes. The society steps in to protect these learners. And that's why countries that qualify strict national child protection acts have experienced an immediate wide nation drop in these exploitation cases. Individuals can report cases, but only a society can issue a penalty sentence or a prison sentence to those who violate the rights of learners. If it is not for the society, who will protect these children? If it is not for this same society, who will think it right to protect our children? If it is not for the society, who will be the panacea? Therefore, the society is the ultimate panacea for learner safety in the society. Let us chop this up and come to an agreement that the society is the panacea for learner safety. I, Gertrude Anyango, from Team Maseno Girls, strongly propose. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Gertrude Anyango from the proposing side. I now want to welcome Honorable Graham Edmond from the opposing side.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to the motion of today. And before I oppose, I would like to differ on some points which were given by my worthy opponents. Allow me start with Mariana Admirable. With a lot of due respect, kindly rise. Monica Christie. Mariana Admirable, you said that the society provides a safe environment for learners, isn't it? How can this society provide a safe environment for learners, yet the same society created coronavirus? Is it safe? Monica Christine, you said society provides an equal environment. There are communities in Kenya which still practice male chauvinism, where the male does not cook. Is it equal for this society to provide, is it right to say that the society provides an equal environment when male does not cook and the female does everything? Is it equal? No. Now, my point is, thank you so much, Macy. My point is society is not everywhere, cannot be everywhere. So, a learner cannot be taken by the parent up to the class. And the same way, a teacher cannot be with a learner everywhere this learner goes to. When a learner decides to board an old bus and gets an accident, is it the society to blame or the learner to blame? The learner, isn't it? Yes. Why? Because he boarded an old bus. The same way a mosquito will use its mind to run away from a moving hand. That is the same way a learner will use the mind to cater for his or her own safety. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Graham Edmond. From the proposer side, I would like to call upon Gift Given to air out her views.
Gratitude, Madam Speaker, for giving me this golden opportunity to air out my points. In our national anthem, a line is sung, "Justice be our shield and defender." That is why I did given a right today to propose on the motion that society is indeed the panacea for learners' safety. Individual psychological theories show that child abuse is driven by deeply hidden dark psychologically and deep hidden desires of an individual predator. The total organized society has the legal and clinical power to find, diagnose, and permanently catch the individuals before they even cross paths with a vulnerable learner. Criminal data proves that vast majority of child predators are caught and stopped because of everyday society members like the alert neighbors and the shopkeepers that report them to the state authority. The school, as part of the society, may secure its front gate, but it is the responsibility of the rest of the society to secure the paths that the learners walk on to get there. In the Constitution, under Article 53(1)(b), it states that every child has the right to be protected from abuse, neglect, violation, exploitation, and harmful cultural practices like the FGM. Under the same note, in the Children's Act 2022, under Section 23(1)(c), it says that any person found subjecting a child to early marriages will be imprisoned. And why is that? This is because he or she would have committed a crime against the laws of the country. It is the society that establishes the child protection services, toll-free helpline networks like the 112 that helps the victims who have been raped and defiled. And it is the same society that fosters care and public psychological systems. So, I strongly agree that society is indeed a safety net, thus a panacea for learners' safety. I propose.
Thank you so much, Honorable Gift given from the proposing side. I want to welcome Alexis Acheng from the opposite side.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to oppose the motion, society is the panacea to learner safety. First of all, society absolves personal agency. A society creates victims, not survivors. Madam Speaker, Wait for Society teaches learners helplessness and carelessness. A brain is useful. A helmet is also useful, but a brain which decides to wear a helmet is more useful than the helmet itself. Safety requires quick response. A learner has the quick decision to make and report any a learner requires quick decisions. To say no, run, report, he who hesitates is lost. A panacea that makes people weaker, careless, hopeless is not a cure, it's a poison. Safety is not uniform. It's a battlefield of values. Madam Speaker, whose society are we talking about? Are we talking about the Western Liberian society? Or is it the traditional society? Or is it the online? Or the cancel culture society? These societies contradict. They contradict themselves. When elephants fight, the grass suffers. Learners get crushed between societal values. A panacea cannot, it can never contradict itself. I oppose this motion.
Thank you.
Once again, thank you very much, Honorable Alexis Achen from the opposer side. I would like to call upon Honorable Lucretia Maria from the proposer side.
Thank you so much, Honorable. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to state my points. Speaking from my individual standpoint and lived experience, I believe the society is the panacea for learner safety. My opening contention is universal healthcare infrastructure and legislative blankets have clear limitations. To me, they cannot be everywhere at all times. Society, however, is omnipresent and serves as the ultimate panacea. Building on that, my second point addresses that universal healthcare is not free. It needs funds. Community contributes through fundraisers commonly known as harambes, paying taxes and donating blood or medicine. A hospital without community support becomes empty and ineffective. One last crucial point I wish to raise is that hospitals can treat a learner who has been beaten or abused by society. But society can stop the beating from happening in the first place through good role models, community values, and collective responsibility. An individual has a bad day, but the society has the opening theater. In conclusion, universal healthcare infrastructures, hospitals, and government mechanisms are important tools, but they are not enough. Madam Speaker, allow me ask this question. When universal healthcare infrastructures fall short, as it inevitably will, isn't the society the only real panacea that can guarantee our learners physical, mental, and emotional support? Therefore, the society is the panacea for learners' safety. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Maria Lucretia, for airing out your point. I want to welcome Shadrach Lohon from the opposing team.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. I would like to puncture the utopian bubble inflated by the proposing side. I will not go directly to my point, but I would like to differ with my opponent, I mean the opponent side. The previous speaker, Maria, I won't tell you to arrive in your feet, but I would like to address you when you're seated so that I cannot shame you in front of this crowd. Beating and harassment happens in the society. The role models are there, but it never changed. Since we were born, it never changed. Beating and harassment is still there. On to my second point. The second speaker said, I can say that the second speaker, the only two things that the second speaker said was her name. That's the only two things she said. Because when we look at the speech of the second speaker, she says that funding juvenile jails. These juvenile jails, why are they there? They are there because they know that the society is created of people with different intention. Bad people are there in the society.
That's why they created the juvenile. And you know, when I came here, I was so dismayed. I was so gobsmacked when I saw that the proposing team is proposing to a motion that they don't understand. You have a wall, yet you are claiming that the society is still the panacea. Why are you having the wall? Why don't you demolish it? Why don't you dismantle the wall? Why do you have a gate man? Why do you have a gate involved with the padlock? Why? Because you are afraid of the society. The society is made up of different people. That's why we, as Mmshah constituency, stand and oppose that motion. The society is the panacea to learner safety. That's why, Madam Speaker, I refuse to endorse a motion that cures the symptom but entirely damages the entire system. Madam Speaker, let me also correct a debater, Monica Christie. I noted your name very well. You say that please maintain order. We are in a debate. We should be quiet and listen. We are here to learn. I don't know. Even the first speaker, we talk about stigma and discrimination. These things happen. Sorry. These things happen in the society, my friend. You are completely wrong when you are debating yourself. When you say that stigma and discrimination, these things happen in the society, not in individuals. They happen in the society. That's why we say the society
Time's up.
is not the panacea to learn safety. Thank you.
Thank you once again, Honorable Shadrach. To all the members of the House, when a person is airing out their views, kindly maintain order. And also to the people who are airing their views, please maintain the time limit. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome Honorable Yvette Savant from the Honorable Yvette Savonje from the proposing side.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to air my point in support of the motion that the society is the panacea for learner safety. Before I start, I would like to, with due respect, to ask my fellow opposer, Alexis Achien, to stand up. You clearly stated that the society creates victims, but who saves these victims? Of course, it's the society. Thank you, President. On to my first point, the society helps resolve conflicts peacefully, in that the community leaders and institutions work hand in hand to mediate between disputes, reducing violences which could cause and affect the learners. The society informs the learners on various ways to solve their conflict, using methods such as negotiation, arbitration, and even mediation. Violences such as child abuse might affect the learners psychologically, socially, and even physically. Psychologically, the learners might lose their interest to do their favorite activities. They might also lose their focus in class, making them to drop in terms of performance. But who notices all this? Of course, the teachers, who are also part of the society. Socially, the learners might get the mentality that
isolation is the solution to their problems, which of course it's not. It will give them the desire to not reach out for help due to their low self-esteem. Who notices all this? Their fellow peers, part of the society. I finally conclude that the society provides learners the knowledge and mentality that violence is not the solution to their problems. It's a disagreement. Therefore, the society is the panacea for learner safety. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Yvette Savoge. Before I welcome the opposer from the other team, I want to welcome Ivan Bright to remind us of some ground rules.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I would like to remind you of the following ground rules. Ground rule number 1. You should respect all the participants. And I mean strictly respect all the participants. Ground rule number 22, which has been a mistake made by both sides. Challenge ideas and arguments, not the individuals. You may call names, but you should not tell the individual to arise. Kindly, members of parliament, let us adhere to these rules. And the ground rule number 28, audience members should remain quiet during speeches. Avoid unnecessary murmurs, kindly. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ivan Bright, for reminding us of the ground rules. I now want to welcome Mary Kirsten from the opposing side.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to oppose the motion that says that the society is the panacea to learners' safety. The society cannot be the panacea to learners' safety simply because we have different societies. For example, the school society and the church society. I want to be particular in the church society. Your Honor, let's take an example of the Shakahola incident, where many learners died in the name of fasting and praying. And yet, you stand here firmly to oppose that the society is the panacea to learners' safety. I, Mary Kirsten, oppose the point due to that. Not the point, the emotions.
Thank you, Honorable Mary Kirsten. Before I call upon the proposer side, I would like to once again call upon Ivan Bright to remind us on one more ground rule.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. There was a ground rule that I forgot to remind you about. Ground rule number 4, follow the time limit. A warning bell is given before time expires. Kindly, members of parliament, we are all advised to adhere to the ground rule number 4 with all due respect. Thank you.
I would like to take this opportunity to call Hilda Matilda from the proposing side.
When knowledge speaks, wisdom listens. Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to air out my point. But before I air out my point, I would like to challenge a worthy opponent named Alexis, who said clearly that Alana can report a case, but where will that learner report the case to? The society. The society is the place where the learner will report the matter, because in the society we have the police station. The police station is also part of the society. They say great minds minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events, while small minds discuss people. It is true to this dictum that I rise to support the motion. The society is the panacea for learner safety. The society promotes peace. 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 What is this peace? Peace is the state where there is no war or violence. We know that areas that are peaceful have fewer disruptions to education. This is because a peaceful environment supports learning. Peace is the mother of safety. An example is given. Imagine you're in class, suddenly gunshots are heard. Will you concentrate? No, you will not because you'll be worried about your safety. Another example is given. We all know the tragedy about the Garissa University. The innocent students were attacked and killed. According to the tragedy, how can you say that the learners had the initiative of protecting themselves? It is upon the society, e.g. the government officials and the security personnel to step up and ensure peace. As I wind up, there's an African saying that goes, it takes a village to raise a child. This of the learner is in the heart of the society. I, Hilda Matilda, truly support that the society is the panacea for the learner's safety. I propose.
Thank you so much, Honorable Hilda Matilda, for proposing the motion. I want to welcome Honorable Angel Charlotte from the opposing side.
A solution that has been thought of or believed to solve a problem can also be the major cause of the problem. I am Angel Charlotte from the mighty Mmshah, and I stand here strongly to oppose the motion that says society is the panacea to a learner's safety. Point number one, wars and conflicts. Wars and conflicts, of course we all know that they are created by the society people. A great and very realistic example here in our country is the 2024 financial bill protest. Who caused the protest? The society, of course. Due to this, many learners were forced to pause education for a week or so. And why? Because the society grew wild. So ask yourself this: can it truly take a village to raise a child? Think about it. I am a girl child. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Angel Charlotte. I would like to take this opportunity to call Honorable Vinte Rafaela from the proposing side.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this golden opportunity to air out my point that the society is the panacea for the learner's safety. I would like us to talk about civic oversight and administrative accountability. Civic oversight. What is civic oversight? Civic oversight is the process in which citizens and community groups monitor and evaluate the institution leaders to ensure they perform their duties properly. Let us look at administrative accountability. This means that the school and the government officials have a responsibility to maintain a safe environment for learners to face consequences, and if they fail to do so. Point number two, don't forget that local officials do not operate in a vacuum. This means that the officials are kept safe, sharp, and honest. Also, they are kept proactive to ensure that the society constantly strategizes their performance. I like to propose that the society indeed is the panacea for learner safety. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Vince Rafaela from the proposing side. I want to welcome Honorable Gloria Neema from the opposing side.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for giving me this golden opportunity to air out my points. My first point is, society often reacts to dangers rather than preventing them. In many of our communities today, society only reacts to dangers after they have already occurred. Communities become alert after a kidnapping, school increases its security after an incident, and campaign awareness for drug abuse only occur after cases have been identified. This shows that society often responds to problems rather than preventing them from happening in the first place. Therefore, society cannot be a panacea to learner safety. On to my second point. Society starts with the individual and not the society. Safety starts with the individual and not the society. Safety is a personal skill and not a public resource. It is every learner's obligation to follow all the guidelines and safety practices put in place to protect them from dangers in the society. But what if a learner chooses not to follow them? Isn't it the learner's fault if he or she gets hurt? One is required to think and not required, one is required to think and not wait for the society to think for them. Self-care is your own choice. There are no laws that will teach you to wash your hands and wear a mask in the Constitution. These are laws and measures that you take as an individual to protect yourself from various viruses in the community. In the same way, a learner is required to think in order to prevent any harm from happening to them. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Gloria Neema from the opposing side. With much gratitude, I would like to call upon Honorable Shani Helen from the proposing side.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for giving me this golden opportunity to air out my point and to support the motion of today that the society is the panacea for the learner's safety. The society supports the orphans and the vulnerable children in the society. The society does this through the civic or rather the societal organizations. These organizations are handy during the times or during the occurrence of natural calamities and disasters. They come in and they support these learners and the vulnerable children. They ensure that the children have all the essential needs. The society also protects and the disadvantaged learners. I believe that we have all seen the children's homes and orphanages being built in our society. These structures are built by the society to support them because the society cares about the children and the vulnerable learners. Madam Speaker, please, if you may allow me, let me ask my fellow learners a question. How safe is a learner who sleeps on an empty stomach? How safe is a learner who suffers malnutrition and is living a pathetic condition? This is where the society steps in, and that is why the society is the ultimate panacea and it's the ultimate panacea for the learner's safety. These organizations come in and ensure that the needs of the learners are catered for. The society ensures that the learners have security. This is because the society cares. The society does this because it cares for the vulnerable learners. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Shiny Helen from the opposing side. I want to welcome Victor Ochieng from the opposing side.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The motion before the House suggests that society is the complete and ultimate remedy to all challenges affecting learners, but I beg to differ. My first point, coming from matters pertaining to bullying. Bullying is a problem existing in society and being encouraged by societal attitude. An example of society is this institution. As much as it is a learning institution, bullying still takes place here. And if reported to the same society you proposers are advocating for to be the remedy to all the challenges we face, what do they tell us? A man who is his own watchman sleeps safely. In short, safety starts with you and ends with you. My second point, on matters pertaining to drugs and substance abuse. You know, the society, let me talk of the school. The school can conduct drug awareness programs. Parents might discourage learners from using drugs, but these learners will still use these drugs. It is a personal decision being made, and society, to a smaller extent, tries to affect it, but it is still impossible. You can lead the horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. Now, points of corrections to my fellow debaters. Let me start with Madam Hilda. You say that the society promotes peace, and yet it is in the same society where we have riots and strikes. That's not peace. Another correction. This one goes to the point given by Gertrude. The society, it is the same society that ablasts learners. Then there's another point to Gertrude. If you talk of protecting children, remember that they are being protected from the society that abuses them. Thank you.
Much gratitude to Honorable Victor. Kindly to the members of the House, when addressing our fellow worthy debaters, we regard them as honorable. I would like to call upon Honorable Amina Jebet from the proposing side.
In every corner of the world, learners carry dreams that deserve protection. Dreams of education, dreams of empowerment, and dreams of brighter future. Learners deserve a safe environment for the flourish of their dreams away from the harmful practices that are in the society. Honorable Chairperson, panelists, members of the jury, teachers, and my fellow learners, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I am Najabet, standing hereby before you to support the motion stating that the society is the panacea to learner safety. I'd like to state that the society protects learners from the harmful cultural practices. These harmful cultural practices include the female genital mutilation, commonly known as the FGM, and early marriage. For instance, when a learner, especially a girl, is exposed to such, he or she is being hindered from achieving her life goals and even personal development. This also poses stress and can even lead to suicidal thoughts, and you can agree with me in that. This does not only affect the victim and the learner, but also affects the family as a whole psychologically. Harmful cultural practices goes against the constitutional rules that are being stated that which protects the learners from such harmful practices.
Who will be there to protect the learners from these harmful practices? Who will be there to fight for their freedom? Ask yourself that. It is the society who will stand up against these people who continue to practice their harmful practices. Therefore, what are you still waiting for? This is the only chance to clarify with me that the society truly is indeed the fancier to learners' safety. Just so remember, safety is not an option. It's a prerequisite for learners. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Amina Jebet, for proposing the motion. I want to welcome Honorable Worship Seraphim to come and oppose the motion.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this golden opportunity. I cannot take it for granted. Now, by claiming that society is a shield to us learners, my opponents are not just being idealistic. They are being reckless. Now, before my opponents paint dramatically, on to my first point. The diffusion of responsibility. Relying on society means relying on everyone, which often translates to relying on no one. Society is too broad to enforce uniform safety standards for all learners. For example, you cannot tell me that those learners that come from humble backgrounds have the same safety standards with those who come from rich families. Those learners that come from humble backgrounds, they often suffer from insecurities. I have a question for you. If society is the ultimate panacea, how do you ensure learner safety in communities fractured by extreme poverty, crime, or cultural conflict where society itself is the threat? I rest my case.
Thank you so much, Honorable Worship Seraphim. I would like to call upon Lina Chen from the Honorable Lina Chen, from the proposing side.
First and foremost, gratitude to you, Madam Speaker. And second, objection, Your Honor. I would like to differ from a point given by Graham Edmond. Please spare my pronunciation. Graham Edmond said that the community created the coronavirus. I'm telling you this, and I'm telling you as a fact. Coronavirus was not made from the society. It originated from animals, e.g. birds. So I have a question. You want to tell me the same society can bear to lose their lives because they don't care? Because coronavirus was contagious when it started in Wuhan in China, that is why we are saying that the society did not create coronavirus. I want also to differ from the first speaker. Sorry, I don't know, I didn't catch your name. Example, she said that a medicine cannot be made from a disease. I'm telling you also a fact. A snake antidote is made from the poison from the snake, please. Okay, the last speaker from here said that my proposer was saying that she was idealistic. She's not idealistic.
she is stating a fact in the national anthem of Kenya. I also want to correct Shadrach, who asked a question. Why are the juveniles there? I want to answer your question. Spare the child, spare the rod, spoil the child. It is not that I am the Bible clearly in the book of Proverbs, but I believe, Shadrach, you're a Christian, right? I want to say again, spare the rod, spoil the child. That is why the juveniles are there. For what I've said, thank you.
Thank you so much. Silence. Keep quiet. Listen. Thank you so much, Honorable Lina Chen, for airing our choices.
Learner safety is largely predicated upon individual vigilance and responsibility rather than the societal intervention. Also, I would like to challenge a point that was said by an honorable member from the affirmative side. Sorry, I did not catch your name. You said that the society provides laws which in turn provide a safer environment for the learners. And to tell you, the society creates laws, but compliance cannot always be enforced. Society consists of human beings who are inherently laws despite societal regulations. Society occasionally populates detrimental practices that marginalize and exploit personal safety. Madam Speaker, the fallibility and susceptibility of society itself render it incapable of being the sole panacea to learners' safety. Also, I have to say this, how does the society be a remedy of what it causes? One of the honorable members stated that the society provides an equal environment for all learners. Society itself poses a main threat to discrimination and inequality. E.g., we have the gender-based violence and the femicide. That is why I strongly oppose the motion that states society is the panacea to learner safety. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Daniel from the opposing team. Before I call upon the proposing team to the proposal, kindly when you are addressing a fellow debater, use honorable. And when you want to politely disagree with an opposer, use polite language. And with this, I would like to call upon Honorable Kyla Mora from the proposing team.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for giving me. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to air out my point. A wise saying says that there can be no education without safety, and no safety without a collective responsibility. Ladies and gentlemen, look around us. Today's safety has become a luxury that only the wealthy can afford. That is why I rise to propose the motion that society is the panacea for learner safety. Before I begin, we must confront a brutal reality. Safety is an expensive commodity. True protection requires continuous financial investment. It requires municipal funding, public resources for emergency response. This brings me to my core argument. The economic monopoly on the cost of risk. Thank you. The opposition believes that safety is an individual choice, but we must ask this. What happens to the learner who cannot afford protection? If safety is decentralized and the privileged learners are left inherently vulnerable because they lack capital to purchase their own security. When critical resources are privatized, data gravitates towards the poor.
Safety cannot be treated like a subscription service. If society does not step in to absorb this financial burden, protection collapses into an economic discrimination. If a city is under siege, you cannot ask individual citizens to buy their anti-missile defense systems and install in their backyards. It is not logical. The cost is too immense. You build a collective tool. Safety is that collective tool, and society is the only entity with the treasury to fund it. So, I ask this house, will we treat learner safety as a private luxury for the highest bidder or a fundamental right funded by society? If a child's survival depends entirely on a parent's wallet, have we built a safe haven or have we simply commercialized human safety? Honorable judges, when safety becomes a product, protection becomes a privilege. Society must step in to guarantee safety for all learners, not just the wealthy ones. I, Kayla Moran, beg to propose.
Thank you so much, Honorable Kayla Mora from the proposing side. I now want to welcome Honorable Kay Kipchumba from the opposing side.
Thank you for this golden opportunity, Madam Speaker, and I'll not take it for granted. Onward to my point. Society is not an actor that can reliably deliver safety. A good example is, we have learner A and learner B. They are both from school going home. Learner A decides to take the right path to go home, while learner B decides to take a shortcut. Then learner B is raped. Who is to be blamed for that? The learner, right? Is the teacher supposed to be with the learner and escort learner till he or she gets home? No. Exactly. Society can also be the threat. That's my second point. Most cases of bullying, peer pressure, drugs and substance abuse are from the society. Let me now go to the drugs and substance abuse. Drugs and substance abuse come through the society. Peer groups, our so-called friends who are in society, are some of the people who make us try out drugs like alcohol and cigarettes. So, tell me, safety begins from where you are, even now, where you are right over there. Safety begins from there. There is a choice that you need to make. So if you decide to take these drugs, bringing a risk to your health, is the society to blame? Is the society to blame? So, if the same society network that's supposed to protect us often is the entry to these health risks, then that's the opposite of the cure. Because if the society was the panacea, then all symptoms would have been empty. I raise my case.
Thank you, Honorable Kate Chumba. With much gratitude, I would like to call upon Honorable Faith Martha from the proposing team.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to air out my point. But before I air out my point, the opposers widely oppose that and say that the wall, what is the function of the wall? To keep us safe, isn't it? They also say that the society are the ones that stand behind, they just watch after a disaster has happened, isn't it? But recently, a perfect example, when our wall trembled down after a flooding, or what should we say, a storm happened.
We are the society are the ones who came and helped us build a temporary wall, isn't it?
Yes.
As I propose, I think that the society is ideal for helping, identifying, and recognizing learners who are at risk. What is risk? Risk is the condition or the state of being designated. How do they do this? They recognize warning signs early. Signs such as isolation and unsocialization. This comes where teachers and parents are the ones who learn more about our psychology. They know more about our psychology of the learners, and they are able to support them. They know if the learner is distressed, oppressed, or depressed. Isn't it?
Yes.
They also report cases to relevant authorities. Which authorities are these? The children authorities, the ones that they fight for their rights. The society helps in reporting cases such as domestic violence, discrimination, and bullying, isn't it?
Yes.
So, who will help them fight for their rights? If it's not for the society, who will help them know about their rights? If it's not for the society, who will help them know the organizations they're supposed to turn to after being violated? As I perorate, I want to air out that the society plays a key role in identifying learners who are at risk, supports them, and ensure their well-being, which concludes that the society is the fair of the learner's safety. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Faith Martha from the proposing side. I now want to welcome Honorable Prudence Kezia from the opposing side.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to air out my point. I want to focus on the present situation in our country today, high living standards. Right now, we are experiencing hard economic times in our country, Kenya, due to the increase in fuel prices. Let me tell you a short story. A few days ago, a KMTC student got pushed out of a moving vehicle because he lacked to pay a meager amount of money, which the passengers on board could have been able to cater for. The student, who is supposed to be protected by the society, ended up losing his life, while the passengers, the so-called society, sat there, watched as the events unfolded. Without even trying to intervene, they sat there and watched the learner being kicked out of the bus. What does that try to depict? From this point of view, there is no guarantee that the panacea for the learner's safety is the society. To call society a panacea is to mistake the wilderness for the fortress. With that, I conclude my point.
Thank you, Honorable Prudence from the opposing team. I would like to call upon Honorable Herin Awino from the proposing team.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. In conclusion, Honorable Speakers, my respected opponents, fellow members, the choice today is clear. Isolate a learner and you compromise their safety. Involve the society and you guarantee it. A learner doesn't exist in a vacuum. They live, learn, and grow within society. Since society provides protection, guidance, laws, resources, healthcare, and moral values. Without the society, there will be no families to nurture them, no schools to protect them, and no institutions to safeguard them. It remains the most effective solution for ensuring learner safety within the society. Therefore, we on the affirmative side firmly stand on with the motion that states society is indeed the panacea for learner safety. Thank you. Thank you so much, Honorable Herin Awino from the proposing side. I want to welcome Honorable Audrey Nasike from the opposing side.
Gratitude, Madam Speaker, for this golden opportunity to oppose today's motion that states society is the panacea of learner safety. I'd like to use practical points to oppose today's motions so as to provide evidence and proof that the society is not the panacea for learner safety. The first point is a practical example of what has happened recently in our nation. We've all heard about the 18 girls from Utumishi girls that were burnt, or more precisely, died because of the fire, right? Yes. So if the society was the ultimate, perfect remedy and solution to learner safety, isn't it evident that they have failed to protect the girls? Yes. Is it? Yes. Of course, I cannot deny that humans are prone to errors and mistakes, but looking at it closely, the motion disqualifies the protocols, rules, and organizations that promote safety to a learner. The motion simply suffers from oversimplification by presenting society as the panacea of learner safety, reducing a multi-dimensional problem into one-dimensional solution, of which solutions are not formed that way in real-life problems. At that, I, Odina Sige from the mighty Mmshah, oppose the motion. Thank you very much, Honorable Odina Sige. I would like to open the ground for our worthy audience to air out their views. From the proposer's side, I would like to call upon Precious Blessing.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for giving me this golden opportunity to serve this oatmeal on the table. Yes, it is true to say that the society is the panacea for the learner safety, since the society helps us to solve the problems of learner safety. In the 21st century, the present days, the learner safety threat isn't only physical, but also psychological and digital. The society provides psychological and digital sanctuaries for all learners. For example, let's say, you say that when the learners, they can just provide safety on their own. I want to say that even, you cannot say all learners, there are some learners who are still young, but they have phones. So they cannot provide the safety on their own. Maybe let's say someone has sent a message to them. How will they know this message is risky? So the parents who are part of the society provide digital safety. They can set the parental guidance in their children's phones so that they may see whatsoever they are doing using the phone. This helps to promote digital safety to the learners. The tech companies also design safer algorithms, government to enforce strict data privacy laws to ensure the learner safety while both on and offline. National guidelines enforce strict digital guidelines to the children from explicit content and harmful trends. The society is made up of our parents, the police, the school. So the society helps us to also promote the psychological safety. Some of the learners have mental problems such as stress. This stress can be solved by going for guidance and counseling. And that person who promotes the guidance and counseling is part of the society, which helps the learner to have a psychological comfort in the society. And that's my point that supports the motion that the society is the panacea for learner safety. I rest my case.
From the opposing side, I would like to call upon Honorable Stephanie Kimbali.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this golden opportunity to firmly oppose the motion, society is the panacea to learner safety. First of all, before I start, Honorable Hilda Matilda, I'm sorry, but I will be forced to differ with your point. You say that when learners are in class and they hear gunshot from outside, the society will there to protect them. Which you say the society and the teachers, right? So, I'm sorry, but let's take this incident that happened in Mmshah Girls. A fire outbreak occurred, right? And the society, did they come to help them? No, they did not come to help them, but the learners themselves helped themselves. So, Hilda, your point was not correct. I'm sorry, but I had to say that. So, on to my point. Over-reliance on society creates helpless learners. If we teach learners that the society will come and keep themselves, the learners will become dependent and naive. True safety comes when learners are trained to assess risk, make decisions, and take action. A self-aware learner is the best guarantee of safety. Teach a man how to fish, and you will feed them for life. Teach a learner how to protect themselves, and they will protect themselves for life, even when the society is there. So, I firmly oppose the motion that society is the panacea to learner safety, because the society cannot be the panacea, yet it is the problem. So if we keep telling the learner the society will keep protecting them, what happens if one day the society is not there to protect them? My second point, society always fail leading. Society often fail learners due to negligence and corruption. Many learners are unsafe due to society. Poor roads, unguarded schools, corrupt police, and weak laws. These are part of the society. Safety itself is the problem. Society itself is the problem. So it cannot be the panacea. Society cannot be the panacea, because learners should learn how to protect themselves, because they cannot always rely on broken rules. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rest my case.
Thank you so much, Honorable, from the opposing side. From the opposing side, who's ready? I welcome Honorable Lynn Achille.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm back again, and I'm sorry for the misconduct. Okay, I would like to start with a quote. Long before a teacher picks up a chalk, society has already dropped the line of defense. That is why I arise today to propose the motion that states the society is the panacea for learner safety. Okay, let's talk about freedom. As teenagers, we value our time to study, time to interact with our friends. But have you ever asked yourself, why do you have the right to be just a student? Why are you not working 12 hours a day in a company, instead sitting in this room? It is because of the society. The society is working hard to maintain your youth. For example, and for instance, in the Constitution, we all know the Constitution, a document that contains the laws that govern a country. In the same Constitution, we have the Employment Act 2007, which prohibits child labor. The same Constitution protects learners from hazardous or other harmful work which interferes with education. So, before I finish, I would like also to differ with my fellow parliamentarian, Kate Kipchumba, Honorable Kate Kipchumba. So I believe you are defending our side, because the example you gave on Lana A and Lana B, you were saying that Lana A chose the right path. Lana B chose a shortcut. Right. After saying that, you said that the teacher was not responsible for what? For Lana's safety when going home. What does that mean? And you said that Lana B was reckless and was raped. Meaning, and you asked a question and the audience did what? They said yes. Meaning, the Lana B was the one responsible for his or her own mistake. To Audrey, yes, the Lana, not the society. In Audrey, it was 16 girls, not 18 girls. On a light note, on Kimberly, Honorable Kimberly, mind you, it was in the middle of the night when the accident was taking place. So we should give time to the society. And remember, a man is not an island. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable In. I would like to call upon Honorable Emmanuel Roy from the... And kindly, let us maintain silence. Let us maintain silence.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. I do not take it for granted. First, on Honorable Bernice, you say something on mob justice. Mob justice does not give us safety, but rather, let me say, hinder it. Yes. Mob justice risks our life. It does not solve the solution. In many instances, a good percentage of mob justice, the end results are death. So you cannot sit there on the proposition side trying to tell me that society is a panacea to learner safety. I tend to differ. Let me go to honorable, admirable. There are some questions you posed on us, and I do not refer to them as rhetorical. Answer to the first question: if no society was to take the responsibility of cleaning the environment, the society, if did not take the responsibility, it began from a learner's action. If the individual action was not there, the society could not take the initiative to achieve the goal of cleaning the environment. If we did not take the initiative, what could have happened? This has to be coordinated. If it is not coordinated, there's no front, no back, there's nowhere it goes. So that's what you say began as the society. It is not began as a society. It began as an individual action. Let me go to Honorable Christine. Learners are what? Yeah, you say something on learners are what society make them. And I also say learners choose what they want to be and decide what they want to become. So they have a choice. They are given the freedom to choose. Please take that into your amygdala. But learners are given the ability to choose whether you want to be safe or not, whether the repercussions of your actions are detrimental or not. That is none of my concern, not the society's concern, but your concern. On the Gertrude, it's how it treats the children. You ask something on how the society treats the children. Let me tell you something. The society does not treat us well in some situations. So you cannot say that the society, we only depend on the society. In some instances, it does not treat us well. So you say, there's another honorable matter. You say something on your temporary fence. Let me get it into your, let me use that honorable matter. You say something about the temporary fence. Come at Mmshah Comprehensive School, best all round. Yeah, we are best all round, but there is something funny about the school. We do not have the fence on almost half of it. That is something we blame the society on because a road was being built. We do not have a fence, and that is not safe for us. So come to learn that you may be safe, but we are not safe. that safety that began as a temporary fence was an individual action. So let us learn to speak factual fence, not things that make the proposer or opposer to be happy. So let us learn to speak what will bring a productive, or let me say, a point that is in the labor room. Since the bird has decided to fly without perching, I, as the hunter, decided to hit. Rest my case.
Keep quiet, silence, 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 silence. Thank you so much, Honorable Emmanuel. From the proposing side, I want to welcome Shaven Barnes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity to air out my point, but I think my fellow debater misunderstood my point. I actually stated that the laws and social shame prevent danger if it ever reaches a school zone, tackling problems at the root cause instead of immediate reaction. That is why the laws are there, to protect the people affected with mob justice by going through legal processes. That is why the government created these laws that forbid against mob justice, because mob justice is one of an example of an immediate reaction to breaking laws, and the government or the laws and the society prohibits or forbids against these actions. And that is why I support that society is the panacea to learner safety. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chabel. I'd like to call upon Honorable Kimberly Aline to share out her views. Let us kindly maintain time.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this honorable opportunity, and I will not resist. I'm going to start with Honorable Elizabeth, school and government official. If these people are people that are allocated, I'm stating her point. These are the people who are allocated by the government. Some of them did not choose their profession. The profession came to, let's say you're given an exam and you like moderately failed it, let's say like that, and you're being allocated. Some of those people don't care about you, they're just there for the money. And there's this girl who, coronavirus. The society is highly involved in the management of coronavirus, the environment that you are in. And yet there was an outbreak of coronavirus, and the society was still busy crowding where people should not crowd, and they did not observe hygiene and oral cleanliness, which led to the highly spread of rapid coronavirus infections. Antidote of a snake, that is false. It did not come from the poison, it comes from the milk. Get that as a fact. Do not embarrass your school. Juvenile funds are allocated by the government, not by the society, because the society does not care. It is the juvenile was originally constructed by the government, not the society. And the funds are allocated by the government, not the society. And I'm going to move on to Kaila. Safety is a luxury. Let me tell you something. Without money, which people don't have, yes, luxury. I would like to emphasize on your point, which did not make sense at all. The luxury that you say that is it's not easy to find. Let me tell you something, it depends on your strength. If you're not strength, your strength is here or here. Get that? If you don't get it, forget about it. Repetition. There's this girl who repeated herself. No, let me just skip to that one.
society groups you according to your age and society. Working hours 24/7. As a child, there's a law that goes against children working after 24/7. No, working below the age of 18, which is not true. Which is true. You cannot work as a child below the age of 18. The government will support me in that. Continue. Yeah, this girl who stood up. Thank you. I rest my point. Keep quiet and listen. Thank you so much, Honorable from the opposite side. I want to welcome Honorable Eda Anyango. Maintain silence.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to correct some of the opposers. One of you said that coronavirus is spreading because people are not maintaining hygiene. Remember, coronavirus can also spread through air, not only hygiene. Secondly, the government is also part of the society. So when you say that the government is not also part of the society, I strongly oppose it. Who came up with the laws that protect the individual? It is the society that came up with the laws that protect the individuals. So you say that safety starts with the learner, and the learner, he or herself. That's what you say. Now, who will teach that learner that safety? Who? The society. Who will equip that learner with that skill to know how to protect himself or herself? The society. Who will be with the learner? Who will, when the learner is alone and the learner wants to protect himself, the skills he will remember. He will remember because he was taught by the society.
Silence, keep quiet.
Another one said, the society cannot raise a child. A family is also part of a small society. So when you say society, that family will raise a child. That child the family is now part of that society, but a small society. Then another one said, this one I think to join the point by saying that teach a learner safety and he will be safe for life. Now that's when I say that the one who teaches the learner safety is the society. So thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity.
Thank you. Please maintain silence. From the proposing team, I'd like to speak Shadrach Lahola, Honorable Shadrach Lahola.
Oh my God, why are you making noise? Let's be quiet. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to once again correct my fellow debaters from the affirmative side. You know, we must look at the fact, not the friction they fabricate. Madam Speaker, the authenticity of the fact will hinder my leader. I noted your name very well. I remember your eloquence very well. It says that a village raises the child, but You forget that the same village can burn the child's house. You forget that the same village can burn the child's house. Going to Shani Helen. Shani Helen, are you there? Honorable Shani Helen, let me observe due respect to you. Thank you. Honorable Shani Helen, you are committing when you bring another topic. I don't know if it is you, but someone was talking about teaching, like teaching and supporting the children's education, something like that. You are committing a fundamental misconception. You are forgetting what the debate was about. Now, this is what goes to shine happening. You say that the society protects the learners, yet these are evidence that proves in September 5th, on a Thursday, where learners were banned in the dormitory. But who did this? It is society who did this. The society, in a school, we are in a society, the learners are the ones who banned it. And unfortunately, 21 students lost their lives. Oh, thank you for the correction. If it was 16, then it's okay. But the main point is that there are some learners who lost their life. You know, by failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. When that is made 75 by Shannon Helen. Shannon Helen. Honorable Shannon Helen. You say that protection of the learners, yet the society is the laboratory where the danger is being engineered. In life, you are either wise or otherwise. And Honorable Shani, I would like to classify you in the board of otherwise. The board of otherwise. Because why say such a point that the society protects the learners? Yet there's some learners who burn in school, where we say that it is where society is where safety exists in most. Thank you, but I had a lot. I will come again the next one. Please.
The members of the proposing team, there's a grand rule that says that we shall not speak to the honorables that are before you. So if this occurs again, you will be withdrawn and you will sit in that beautiful bench outside there. Let me give my fellow speaker to address.
Thank you so much. From the proposing side, I want to welcome Milan Talas. Stop murmuring and keep quiet.
Gratitude to Madam Speaker for giving me this opportunity to air out my points. I would like to start by, with all due respect, I would like to differ or rather make a contradiction to my worthy debater, Honorable Gloria. Gloria stated that the society only comes into action after the incident has already occurred, rather than preventing. This is now where the society steps in, such as the very teachers that we are taught by educate learners on how to build a society as a remedy to all vulnerable students. I also like to say that someone from, I didn't catch your name properly, you stated that a child is the property of the society.
It is their concern for the learners' protection and safety. Someone else also stated that your school has no wall, almost half of it, isn't it? So why are you still safe? Why are you still here? It is the very society. It is not the society who caused the fire, but the learners are the ones who began the fire. You should clearly state the accurate facts. I rest my case.
Thank you very much. I'd like to call upon Honorable Kyla Lisa from the opposing side. Kindly, when the speaker makes her decision, I don't want to finish. I leave it at that.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. First of all, I would like to address Honorable Banis. When she says that the government creates the laws, first of all, why do they create the laws? Because they are aware that the very members of the society that are supposed to protect the learners are the major cause of the problem. Learners today are being kidnapped, they are being exploited, they are being trafficked. They die. What does the society do? Nothing. That is why the government creates the laws. Because they are aware that the society is the main problem. And be assured that you should definitely know the meaning of panacea. It is a complete and universal solution, which means that it should be accurate. It should be an ultimate solution, not just partly solution. Then, my fellow debater, a member of the affirmative team, spoke saying that a cure can be found in the same poison that causes the disease. I would like to take this opportunity to correct her. Kindly, in literature, there is stylistic devices, meaning that's the same with a hidden meaning. But if she would like me to go the practical way, then I will. For instance, when you get malaria, it is caused by a mosquito. Are you supposed to be bitten again by the mosquito in order to get treated? No! Are you? Oh, let me give another example. You know that bilharzia are caused by water snails. Are you supposed to go back to the dirty water, get bitten by the snake again to get treated? Is that right? No! So when you're stating your facts, kindly make sure it's factually and logically correct. Lastly, there is a person who stood here proudly saying that society does not react to danger rather than preventing it. Actually, she did not get to her point. When we are talking about society often reacts to danger, many cases there's kidnapping, there's awareness campaign, but they happen after an incident has occurred. For example, Utumishi girls, 16 girls died. What did they do? Nothing. They just came after the incident has occurred, started sympathizing with them instead of taking action in the first place. If it is truly the panacea, then they would have taken the action earlier before reacting to it. So society is not a panacea. And before you come to stand here, kindly make sure you truly know the definition of panacea. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable from the opposing side. Before I choose a proposer, I want to welcome Ivan Bright to remind us of ground rules. Keep quiet and stop murmuring. Keep quiet.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I represent myself before you again, fellow members of Parliament, to remind you of two ground rules. Ground rule number 20, avoid disruptive actions or gestures, kindly. Ground rule number 25, the judges and the speaker's rulings and final results are binding. Please observe all that thing.
Thank you so much, Honorable Ivan, for reminding us of the ground rules. I want to welcome Honorable Mary Winnie from the proposing side.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to speak. I'd like to differ with my Honorable Member Shadrach Lohali. That one. So, the village does not burn the child's house without any reason. Does it burn your house without any reason? No. Can it burn it? No. And when you say that the society burned the learners at Mmshah, the learners are the ones who caused the fire themselves. And a question to you, were you there when the society burned the school? Were you present? Did you see the society members there? And again, you clearly stated that the very government are under the part of the society, as clearly stated by Honorable Eda Anyang. Kindly avoid any incorrect facts. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to call upon Honorable, remind me your name, Selin, Honorable Selin, from the opposing team. Kindly maintain silence.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to kindly defer to the affirmative side. First of all, I'll kindly ask Honorable Matilda to defer with her point. Matilda, you say that if a learner is in class and suddenly hears gunshots, he or she wouldn't concentrate. But what was the cause of the problem? It is the society. Is that right? Yes. To support my point, I would like to say, I'll counter your point by saying, look at the global reality of the school violence and the fundamental security and the failure of gun or weapon control laws within municipal borders. Laws do not stop a bullet or a blade. They only punish after the blood is spilled. Correction of another Honorable Amina Chebet. You talked about female genital mutilation, is that right? The society is the cause of female genital mutilation. I would like to differ with the point. Society requires individual empowerment, practice parenting, and immediate psychological support, not just societal institutions. On to Honorable Eda. I would like to differ to your point. I remember very well you say the society teach learners. No, they only give rules and regulations. The learner is the one who equips him or herself with skills. Also to Honorable Milan Talas, something like that. You did a repetition of the same thing Honorable Eda had said. But society does not give the learner skills. It only gives rules and regulations that they should follow. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I arrest.
Keep quiet. Thank you so much, Honorable, from the opposing side. I welcome gifts given to come and propose. Honorable, gift given will be the last from the proposal side.
Gratitude, Madam Speaker, once more. I'd like to differ with my worthy opponent, Honorable Gloria Neema, right? You said something about society teaching children on bad behaviors and something like that whatsoever. And I'd like to tell you that we've got something known as the support system. Great examples are the parental, psychological, and chaplaincy support systems. Whereas it is the parents that nurture us into good morals, together with the various religions that we belong to. And to Honorable Stanley, I didn't get your other name, sorry. You say that it is the same-sex society that engages especially girls, into female genital mutilation, right?